How is he numbered among the children of the Most High? And his lot is among the saints. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the Son of righteousness rose not upon us, man. You see, because Yahushua is not dealing with these people, man. They don't have the truth. They don't understand the truth, right? And the reason they're not taking heed to the truth is because who the truth is coming from. You see, the Most High. That's why when Yahushua seen, when they were speaking of John the Baptist, he said, "What came ye out to see? A man in soft clothing." I just read it before. No, nay, but a reed shaking in the wind, which means someone that's soft and feeble, who speaks eloquently. No, John the Baptist was rough, man. He was living in the wilderness, man. He was living in the wilderness. He wasn't no soft guy. He was rough. So some of them said, "Oh, John has a devil on him," And then Yahushua came eating and drinking, and they were talking against Yahushua. So if there are 2/3, you can't please them, man. You see, 2/3 have their lot, and the elect have their lot. There's nothing to get mad about. We can't get mad. I mean, we can get mad, but at the end of the day, it's really pointless because the elect is going to be the elect. The 2/3 are going to be. Someone has to be the 2/3. Someone has to be the 2/3 at the end of the day. Someone has to be the Edomites. Edomites don't want to be Edomites, but they are Edomites, man. There's nothing that they can do about that. Let's get Malachi. Not Malachi, Salakia, Zechariah 13 and verse 8. Let's get that real quick. Zechariah 13 verse 8, it says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein." Okay, so 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. But the third shall be left therein. The two parts is what? The 2 parts, the 2/3, in other words, of the nation of Israel. Okay? But the 1/3, which is the elect, is gonna remain, man. All right, because ultimately they're going to be the first fruits of the kingdom. They're going to go into the kingdom first to inherit that first. See? And they're going to remember the things of this life. So it's going to be that much more sweet. I don't know if brothers understand that, but it's going to be that much more sweet for the elect because we're coming from here to there. You understand? It's a big difference. It's like you take somebody from the hood, right? From the ghetto, from the projects, and you put them in you give them hundreds of millions of dollars, and you put them in a plush mansion. Guess what? He's gonna be filled with so much joy. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going from that to that. It's a big difference. But if you have somebody who came from money, who was born into money, right? Who had a silver spoon his whole life, right? Already was living in a mansion since he was a kid. You give him that, he ain't gonna appreciate it, man. Right? Like a brother who's coming from the gutter like that. That's the same aspect for the elect. The elect is gonna appreciate it that much more. But the 2/3 are gonna come into it as babies, man. They're gonna have to be reincarnated. See? Well, that's another thing, Kunat. How is all Israel going to be saved if there's no reincarnation? Because we know 2/3 are going to die. So how is all Israel going to be saved if there is no reincarnation? Because there is reincarnation, right? "And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, Yahweh is my power," man. Okay, so that's it. The Most High is going to separate the elect from the 2/3. The 2/3 are going to burn up in the fire, and the elect is going to be purified in the fire, man. Hey, what purification goes into perfection. So we should be striving to be perfect, man, because purification goes into perfection, right? When you get something that's impure, has impurities in it, that means that it's not perfected. But if something that's perfect has no impurities, well, that's where we're getting perfected. We're getting perfected through the trials and tribulation. Even through this time right now, like the brothers keep pushing out there. The elder Ariella put it out there. A couple other brothers put it out there. You should be in the time right now of bettering yourself with this time that you have, man. As Israelites, man, you should be bettering yourself, man. In many different ways, man. So you shouldn't be sitting at the house playing fucking video games. That's definitely not what you should be doing all day. Nah. Hell no. You got to do other things during out the day that's productive. See, that's productive. You got all this time on your hands. Well, I'm speaking specifically for brothers who ain't working. You know, brothers who ain't working, that's like, you know, but even brothers who are working, fuck it. We should be trying to perfect ourselves regardless, man. And that's supposed to be a whole year goes by and you're the same exact level in every facet as you were a year ago. No, you should be growing, man. You should be growing. You should learn new things. You should, you know. Hey, that's a fact, man. This is it. Look. This is Cole William Yalba Shimei Shaiba Shemahash. This is Job 32 in verse 7. It says, I said days should speak, and multitude of years should teach wisdom. Alright? So the more that you're on this earth, you should be learning, man. You shouldn't just be on a stagnant level. You understand? You should be learning constantly. So multitude of years should teach knowledge. See? Or teach wisdom, Salaki. But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. Right? So there's a spirit in man, and this inspiration, the Heavenly Father gives them the spirit of the Heavenly Father gives them inspiration, man. You understand? Well, let me read that again, Salaki. I'm kind of fumbling in the words there. But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. That's what it is. Okay, giveth them understanding. So, hey, we should be increasing in understanding and pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushua to bring us to another level, man. And whatever we're every day or whenever you have the spirits on you to pray about that, man. You see? Because we're coming to a time, like I said, we need to be perfected. Or at least as close as possible, you know what I'm saying, to perfection. We need to be pushing towards that mark, you know. When you look at King Solomon in Daniel and these people, they weren't just stagnant, man. They were on high levels, man, when it came to knowledge, man. They were on high levels when it came to knowledge, man. And where did that wisdom come from? That wisdom came from the Most High. The Most High gave them that understanding, man. Salakia, hold up. This is Proverbs, the first chapter. I'll start at verse 20. It says, wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her words uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse. In the openings of the gates in the city, she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. So at the end of the day, the fools hate knowledge, man. So if you're not trying to, increase in knowledge day by day, year by year, then guess what? You're a fool, man. You see, and that's part of the perfecting of the saints, perfecting of the Israelites. We're Israelites, brothers, okay? We're sons of the power, man. Even though we've been taught differently throughout the years or whatnot, throughout these captivities, but guess what? We're sons of the power, man. We're not supposed to be on the same level as these other nations. We're supposed to be on a higher level, okay? Like I said, when you look at King Solomon and Daniel and things like that, they were on a high level when it came to knowledge. They weren't on the same level, They weren't on the same level as the average person. And we should be on that same path, first and foremost with this word. We should have a complete understanding of this word. When you read Ezekiel, it says to eat the whole roll, which means to get this whole understanding. Let me continue. It says, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make my words known unto you. Because I have called, and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. So that's the Most High speaking. See? So the Most High said what? He's going to tell you what to do. You don't listen. He'll send the prophets out there for years, just like Noah was out there for over 100 years prophesying. See? And then when that destruction hits you, right, because you didn't take heed, he's going to laugh at you. He's going to mock at you. He's not going to send an angel to come and help you, man. You got people, they don't even believe in the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? They're atheists, but then when something happened to them, oh God, help! And they're really hoping that the Most High is gonna come down and help them, man. But you got people who didn't do nothing for the Most High, was living their life in complete sin and wickedness, and then they want the Most High to come deliver them. That's not how it works, man. They're trying to treat the Most High like he's a genie or something. That's not how it works. It doesn't work like that. Luke 17. This is Luke 17 and verse 26. And as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise also as it was in the days of Lot. Okay, so in the days of Noah, you can just imagine how horrific that was, because they didn't even see rain before that, right? They never seen the rain. They never seen rain before. So Noah was thinking about, the Most High said rain is going to come because this is wicked. This place is wicked. The earth has become wicked and blah, 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 blah. And they didn't want to hear him. They didn't want to hear him, right? So he was out there for 100 years. So then when when Noah went to the ark, the scriptures say that the Most High Himself opened or closed the ark, because Noah might have had compassion on the people. You see what I'm saying? The Most High Himself closed the ark and made sure that rain came down, and those people were in complete fear, man. But that's what it's going to be in these times too, right? We've been out here pushing this word out for years. Everything that we've been saying, starting with our apostles and elders, have been coming to pass, man. Showing you that this book is the real book and that we have the understanding, okay? So when that time comes for the Israelites, right, the ones that know the truth but did not do anything about it, to come and they want to get into the truth at the last minute, like the 5 foolish virgins, they're going to be rejected, man. They're going to be rejected because they waited too long. They came at the wrong time. And it says, likewise, verse 28, likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. And that's what's going to be for the elect, because the elect is going to get beamed up, and the rest of these, whoever's here on the earth, listen, America's right there. So if you got 100 million nuclear missiles hitting America, right, as the scriptures say, then guess what? This place is going to be through too, man. Okay, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be dead on anywhere in the close, any close vicinities of America is going to be dead, man. Okay. For the most part, okay, because it's so close. New York is not that far. New York is like fucking 3 hours away. You telling me all them nuclear missiles it's gonna be a force field protecting Canada? Ain't gonna be no force field, man. The target is America, but hey, there's gonna be casualties, man, of war. You see what I'm saying? Because the Most High is gonna put a special spirit in these other nations to actually fight in World War III. The Most High said He's going to put hooks in the jaws of Russia to turn them back. And Russia really was trying to be basically cordial with America. They were trying, but everything that America is doing is inciting war, man. They keep poking at Iran. Hey, they're going to get what they asked for anyway. Why? Because the scriptures say it, man. Not because Donald Trump said it, but because the scriptures said it. The Bible said it. Okay, they're going to get that. You know, they're going to get to go to war, but they're not going to come out of that war. That war is going to be a war to end all wars. See? Let's get this is Isaiah 9:5. It says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." Why is it going to be with burning and fuel of fire, man? Because the Most High is going to use nuclear missiles to destroy America. Okay, so the next world, the World War III, that's going to be fought with nuclear missiles. That's not just going to be fought with guns and knives and stuff. No, it's going to be fought with nuclear ICBM missiles, right? Shot from different parts of the world, man. All right, let's get Jeremiah 51 real quick. Jeremiah 51 and verse 1, it says, "Thus saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, I will raise up Babylon, no, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. And that destroying wind is the radiation from the nuclear missiles. That's going to be the destroying wind. Okay? And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. All right, so hey, so the Most High is going to bring a great slaughter on Babylon the Great, man. There's going to be a great slaughter. He's not going to spare Babylon the Great. He don't care if you're a young man, if you're a young woman, a baby, it doesn't matter. Everything that's in America is going to die, except for the elect. For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of Yahweh Shem Yahushai of hosts. Though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel, flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken through their philosophies, man. Okay, they spread their philosophies all throughout the world, man. You know, force people to accept feminism, accept this, accept that, and they end up destroying the country, man, morally. All right, and that later on brings physical destruction. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so, so be she may be healed, but she's not going to be healed. Babylon is not going to be healed. Okay, you can take all the balm you want, you can have all the stimulus packages you want, but the economy's through, and Babylon is going to be through eventually. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our power, man. This is Revelations 18 in verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having a great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird, man. All right, why? Because it's going to be a desert. All right, Babylon's going to turn into a desert after a while. You see? For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And that's how you know, speaking of America, because that's the most consumer-based nation on the planet Earth. All these different nations have gotten rich off of America, right? You know, India, China, you know, Japan, everywhere has gotten rich off of America. You see? Because America, the people are just completely consumer-based, man. If you go to to Japan or China, you're gonna see poor people wearing Jordans, man. You're gonna see poor people wearing Jordans with chains on their neck. You ain't gonna see that, but you'll see that in America. especially Jake, man. You see? And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities." Hey, so the Most High is going to remember the iniquities of Babylon, which is America, first and foremost. You see what I'm saying? And once that destruction comes on America, the Israelites that are not right, speaking of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that don't come back to the Heavenly Father, then the Most High is going to destroy you, man. All right? That's as simple as that. The Most High ain't playing with you Israelites, man. You Israelites have your chance to repent, but once the doors of mercy close, the Most High is not going to be taking in any more guests, man. He ain't opening the door for no one else after that, man. You see? It says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double." All right? So, hey, America has a great judgment coming to it, man. You know, America has a great judgment coming to it. And guess what? The wicked people of the planet Earth have a great judgment coming to them as well. Not just America. You know, you got well, not just America. There's gonna be America's gonna be destroyed completely, but America's not the only one that's gonna get judgment. The people around the world are gonna get judgment as well. You see, the scriptures speak about the least of the flock drawing them out. That's all based upon World War III. So we're waiting for them Israelis to do something stupid, man. We're waiting for that. This is Jeremiah 15:45. It says, "Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them." Man. All right, the least of the flock is speaking about those Israelis, man. All right, the state of Israel. That's gonna draw out America into World War III. See, because they're the ones that keeps pushing America. And one of the things that you notice, right, with all these presidents, right, they're trying to say that Trump is, he's going against the deep state or whatever. But one thing you notice about all these different presidents, they never go against the state of Israel, ever. All right, there's not one president that ever went against the state of Israel. You know why? Because those people who own Israel, all right, who are part of that nation, right? They have the battery in their back. They're telling them what to do. When you look into it, really, Trump was bought out of debt by the Bilderberg Group, now, which is the Rockefeller owned that. And guess what their ultimate plan is, according to Aaron Russo, man, to microchip the planet Earth. So do you think Donald Trump is going to be against that? Absolutely not. Okay, but that's good, because we like the fact that he's in office, man. We love that, man, because at the end of the day, he's going to bring in that destruction on America. He's going to bring in the prophecies faster. See? Even the prophecy we didn't see the prophecy of the beast hating the whore fully until Donald Trump came into office. So that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. All right? Because now we see that we can see that through him, and we can see that he could be the one that all these different nations will come up against, because the scripture says that even the allies of Babylon will shoot missiles on them. Okay, so that's all prophecy. Prophecy has to play out at the end of the day. You know, everything that's happening is based upon prophecy. The reason that Esau's in power is based upon prophecy. It's not based upon the fact that he's this great person. He's a demon, but it's based upon the fact that that the Most High said, "Listen, we have to put the wicked in power. I'm gonna put the wicked in power to show you how not to live, and then take him down in dramatic fashion." That's what's happening, man. Okay. Let's get Proverbs 16. Proverbs 16 and verse 4, it says, "The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil," man. So the Most High made the wicked for the day of evil, man. All right? He made Esau for this day that we're coming to right now, right? For the day of Jacob's trouble, you know, for the day of America being destroyed with nuclear fire. That had to happen. America had to come on the scene. That's why Esau had to take down Gad, right? Excuse me. And when you look up Columbus, right? When they were on their way here, they seen a UFO in the sky that they call Elmo's fire, right? When they're about to lose hope to come to the Americas, that came into the sky. They call it Elmo's fire. That guided them. They said that was a sign, and they followed that. Okay, and that's what allowed them to reach it, because prophecy had to be fulfilled, man. The wicked had to come and destroy the righteous, all right, which are the Israelites, in order for them to be empowered to this day for the great destruction, man. All right, and the great evils that are getting ready to come. So the Most High set it up so that prophecy will be fulfilled.